What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back. Killings in the house.
What's up?
Skeleton Crew, episode 3.
Yeah.
Talking about it tonight, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, first impressions of the episode. What do you think? Wait. I'm sorry.
Okay. No.
How many times have you watched it?
Still just the once.
Okay. So, okay. I just got done watching it about 20 minutes ago. So,
okay, cool.
Ahead. So, what do you think?
I think this one was an improvement over episode 2. So I gave this one an 8.
Wow. Okay. So
yeah.
you liked it better than the first 2.
Yes, I do. And I like part. First of all, I'm stuttering because I'm still not used to speaking positively about a Star Wars project. So it's hard to get like positive words out of my mouth when I'm talking about Star Wars. And we all know why. But yeah, like the way the feels this show drops, it's like, to me, I feel like they wrote it for Gen Xers and our fucking grandkids. And like anyone that's a millennial or a Gen Zer would probably have to be like an 80s file, like have gotten into the 80s culture, retroactively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, outside of anyone who's like either grew up in 80s culture or is now a grandkid, that grandparents are gonna be like, hey, this was what my shit felt like, you should watch this. Or they studied the 80s. Yeah, it's totally missing everyone else, probably.
Yeah, if you were born in late 90s, you probably don't like it that much.
Yeah,
But again, I mean, if you were born in the late 90s, I mean, what do you really know of Star Wars unless your family was a huge fan of it or something like that, and you just you watched it as a kid still, like
right.
like we did, and
yep.
But yeah, I totally get it. I mean, if you grew up in the late 90s and you really were just like, oh yeah, Star Wars, just that lightsaber thing, and that's kind of all you know. Probably don't really care. I mean,
exactly.
Unfortunately, that's kind of what they've done, you know, and they blew it because, again, if you're born in 99, that's when the prequels came out, but you're a kid, like I said, so you're 6 years old when Revenge came out. So, I mean, you probably don't remember much. And, when Force Awakens came out, and when was that, 15? So those kids born in 99 and 2000, those kids were 15 and 16 years old. And you completely missed the mark. I mean, although I still don't think Force Awakens is like some awful, terrible movie, it's just where it goes from there. I think they blew it. I mean, totally.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, Force Awakens was like it was cool. There were glaring weaknesses, but it wasn't like offensive the way TLJ and Rise turned out to be.
Right.
And
yeah, I mean, not having Luke Skywalker. Not having Luke Skywalker in it was terrible. Like, that was just the worst idea. But the way it ended, at least it made you want to see the next one. And
Force Awakens, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the way it ended, right? Exactly right.
Definitely. I was like, yeah, finally, fucking Luke.
I know, right? I mean,
and then Ryan Johnson did his thing.
Yeah.
And most of the collective Star Wars fandom went, God damn it.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I still remember watching that thing, and I'm like, when he threw that lightsaber over his shoulder, I just like, wait, what? What just happened now?
I was like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Yes. At least for now, and at least for me, for now, I can speak positively about a Star Wars project. I am very much enjoying this show.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go through it. The episode wasn't super long, and I mean, overall, I don't think a ton happened, but some of the more juicy stuff happened in the second half of the episode, I think.
Yes.
And then we did get a couple tidbits in that little the little meeting back in Atton.
Yes, at Atton. ATT.
All right, so let's go ahead and break this thing down a little bit.
Sure.
I wasn't gonna bring. I can bring it up in the video, but real quick too. What's up, Kenneth Bird, and what's up, Johnny? It's been a while, dude. I haven't seen you in a while, man.
I don't have the regular chat turned on. No wonder. I'm like, what? Let me click this button. Boom. Oh, there we are. What up, Ken and Johnny?
So we kind of start off the episode.
They're
getting ready to escape. But before we do that, we're at Eden. We see Wim's father, and I think that's his house, and they're all having like a whole parent meeting. You know, of course, it's Star Wars. It wouldn't it be Star Wars if we didn't have the, you know, the two lesbian parents. You know, again, they just throw that in there. Don't make a big deal about it, which is fine. I really don't care, but I just think it's because it's like doing it just to do it. But it's on.
I honestly didn't even really notice, which is,
yeah, I mean, it's right there, but like they say like 3 words maybe. I mean,
yeah, they're mostly just kind of in like general parent freak out mode.
Yeah. I mean, and those were KB, right? That's KB's
kids. Yep.
Or
that's
parents, I should say.
Yeah, that's KB's parents.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so again, it's fine. It's not like some big deal, but it's just funny.
It was the tradition. It was again, it was like your traditional 80s movie parent freak out scene when something happens to the kids.
Yep, exactly right.
Yep. So like I was watching that and I'm like I think I had talked about it on my last week at my watch party. I was like, yeah, I was predicting, you know, for this show, and literally the parent freak out scene was one I predicted. Although I was wrong. I thought we would get the kids first and then the parents freaking out, but they cold opened with the parents freaking out and then just left them the hell alone, which was probably a better idea anyway.
Yeah, probably. I mean, because like at this point, you're like, we're going to spend more time at it, and I know we are, and I think
you have to.
Right, it's going to slowly start bringing the parents more into this, but I think right now we're still. I mean, it's crazy though. Like we already saw 3. Like the season's almost half over. I don't. Would do you like when they drop the first 2 episodes like that? Or I mean, I don't know.
I don't mind it, and honestly, I think it's just a habit now because I feel like everyone's kind of writing their show for the in design for the first 2 episodes to drop at this point, because it seems like every fucking one's doing it. It's not just a Disney thing. Fucking Gunn did it at DC. First 2 episodes of Creature Commandos drop.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's funny, like after watching all 3 of these, I feel like they could see again, and you could say this about the Acolyte for all the issues that show had, right? But I just don't understand, like, why episode 2 and 3 could have been one episode. It would have flowed. I mean, you could have ended them in that jail. Oh no, well, in the jail cell. Wait, are they in the jail cell? Yeah. No, in the first episode they launch into space, correct?
Yeah. They didn't Smee and whatnot didn't wake up, and they didn't get to fucking Space Tortuga till the second episode.
Yeah, so maybe at the end of episode 1 you could have the robot just opening his eyes, like, and boom, it ends. Then you could have literally had episodes 2 and 3 be one episode.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it just tells me that the story, I mean, because like we talked about last week, we said, at least I was hoping that it wasn't going to be a half or a 2/3 of the episode just the escape, because we know they're escaping. Right. Now, it was cool because they did have some good conversation after they actually got to the ship. And, you know, and then he goes back to get, was it SM-33?
Yep.
And which SM-33 might be like the best character right now. But
I fucking love SM-33, dude.
I love the rat was still in the eye and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is like actually probably Disney's or Lucasfilm's best running gag in quite some time.
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, like, honestly, it's all down to what's his fuzz that did Spider-Man, that co-created the show. What's his goddamn name?
Oh, I know. I don't remember now. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's like him and like all the directors they got behind the scenes and stuff. When the roster of the people behind the scenes started coming out, like what, a month or so ago, I was like, oh, maybe this show has a fucking shot. It'll depend on the script, obviously, because even the best director, you can only do so much with a shit script, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. So, but yeah, I mean,
yeah, you know, it's because okay, so like I wouldn't say I was a huge fan of this episode. Like I liked it. I still like it better than the first episode. I still like episode 2 the best because I think it set up the mystery, and we definitely get bits and pieces of we're moving forward. So I mean, I think it was on par though with what we saw the first 2 episodes. What I really like what they're doing though is that it's clearly made for kids. Like the story alone is, a pirate or whatever going for treasure. That's fine. I mean, that's what Pirates of the Caribbean was basically for the first 2 movies, anyways. But I really like that they do have this overarching mystery that kids probably will understand, but like in the grand scheme of things, if it does link anywhere else in the timeline, that's what I think really what keeps adults going. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it regardless. I'm gonna watch all Star Wars. I just do, but like I wouldn't be looking forward to the next episode like I did last week, and then like I am now for next week, because of that overarching story with what is this ad in place about, and is it going to be linked? Are they not going to link it? And I've listened to so many videos today about this because I'm trying to form my own opinion. And originally I thought, yes, I think they're going to link it somehow, but now I'm like, man, I don't know if they're going to. Because if there's not a lot of viewership and it is kind of made for kids, are we really having like this planet with kids in it? Like one of the theories I was coming up with, and I also heard, I can't remember who it was now, but somehow this planet is what is funding everything that the Emperor is doing right now in the timeline, like making all those ships on Exegol. And I don't know. It's a little dark. So I don't know if they would do that. And is it too soon? Because we're talking like 35 more years in the future. I mean, I guess it takes a long time to make those ships. But they're getting this currency from the Old Republic credits.
Well, if it's not going directly to Palpatine, it's at least going to the Remnant. And we've seen them in the Mandalorian already.
Yeah, but isn't that already? So you're thinking they're funding, like, that's how they're funding the Remnant right now through this planet?
Going along the line of thought you're going with, because the Emperor, like the Emperor himself, is currently regrowing him, himself right now, and/or growing Snoke.
See, in like the little research we did last week with like knowing like when the Old Republic was, didn't we say it was like 25,000 years before this?
The beginning of it was,
beginning, and then it was like it's about 1,000 years ago. The end of it was about 1,000. So somebody set this up like 1,000 years ago, if not more.
Yeah,
so this planet has gone through, I mean, what, 10 decades, if not more, of people. I don't know, and that's the real question: is do the people on the planet know what's happening, or are they
10 centuries?
Right,
that's 10 centuries.
What did I say? Decades? Yeah, centuries. Sorry, like 10 centuries, right? Hundreds of decades. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if these people that live there actually know what they're doing. Like, do they know they're clearly there's something going on, because and then we don't really see any human like enforcement, like law enforcement. We got all these droids, safety droids. So I'm just curious to see what's going to happen here with do the people on the planet, like, do the parents know, like, is it something they pass down each generation, and then they have to hold those secrets over to their kids until the time is right? So I don't know. That's what's intriguing about it.
As rigid as that system seems to be, I'm betting, like, what do they call it, the supervisor, and maybe at most 1 or 2 levels below the supervisor actually knows what's going on.
Okay.
Like what's really going on. You know what I mean? And then people like Fern's mom, who, as much as she's like, I demand an audience with the supervisor, is obviously middle fucking management. Good luck to you with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
do you think
I think in general, the populace of the planet is fucking clueless, other than what they all grew up learning, which is the same thing what we're watching the kids learn right now.
Okay.
I guarantee that same kind of set has gone back generation upon generation upon generation.
Do you think that the supervisor, do you think that this person is somebody that we know in lore already, like that we know of? And I'm trying to think of even who it could be.
It would have to be a super deep cut. Like I only found out today that what's his what's his third name? Crimson Jack is evidently a super deep EU cut. I was 2 years old when I learned that.
Yeah, I heard something about that. I can't remember what it meant now, but
yeah, me either. I just know it's like a super deep cut. So they're not being ignorant of what has come before. They're actually reaching back and finding like even obscure ass shit.
Yeah.
And they're playing with it. And that as its own little factoid, I think is pretty fucking cool.
I love when they dig deep into the Star Wars like that, like I said, in minuscule pieces. What's up, bro? So like here's one thing I was thinking: is it possible? But again, like I don't know exactly where in the Mando timeline we are. Like, are we after season 3 or are we before? Like that's the problem because I don't know.
Well, given the presence of the one dude who's that one pirate that we saw in season 3.
But see, we don't know
I'm pretty sure that's after, because he wouldn't be with the crew he's with now if Mando hadn't killed the one he was with already.
So that pirate,
that's how I'm seeing it anyway. This is like right after Mando season 3, or maybe even during the end of it, because Mando I think killed the pirate like what, not even halfway through the season.
Was that pirate ever in Peridea at the end? I cannot remember. He wasn't, right?
No pirate. As far as I know, there weren't any pirates in Peridea.
So they never went. So okay. So and I need to watch Ahsoka again at some point. So
what up, Reef?
All right. What's up, Reef? So my original thought was it was maybe Moff Gideon pulling the strings behind there, but we don't really know if he's alive, which I don't know. I mean,
quick question, so maybe we can speculate on this. Do you remember when they were talking to Owlcat? That's her official name in the basement, by the way. Owlcat. What she was saying about the position of those hidden worlds in the overall galaxy. Do you remember? Do I feel the cat? Well, let's get down here. Fuck up my camera.
Well, she had said there were 9 planets like this.
Right.
And 8 of them are destroyed. This is the last one.
Right. But she did she give even any remote hint as to where in the galaxy it might be? Like, do you remember?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
She kind of just had that map or whatever that was that she was looking at. Yeah, and so
I almost feel like it's got to be Outer Rim. Like way the fuck out, like Camino was.
I mean, I'm sure it's far. I don't think. I don't know. Do you think it's like? I don't know how do they set up the galaxies in Star Wars? Like we've never really gone anywhere else except for our main galaxy, And
right.
So I don't know. I mean, Peridea, but that was like the space whale travel.
Yep, that's I don't know, completely different galaxy.
Right, and I don't know if this is just another planet that's, like I said, just hidden. Because I mean, we looked at the pirate planet, but I mean that was more of more of a port.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll be curious to see what our planets they go to and see if we.
The TV, fucking cat.
It's an owl cat.
Sorry, right? Sorry about that. No, I think so. I also think that maybe I just get the feeling that it's definitely part of the traditional Star Wars galaxy, just in a super remote part.
Okay.
Like I've heard in lore, like one of the more remote parts is called the Tingle Arm. I guess that might even be where Mandalore and whatnot's at. Okay. So even if it's not there, I feel like it's in another arm, like in a similar position, like that's even like in real life, that's where Earth is at. We're like almost all the way out on one of the pinwheels. I feel like this world is like that. It might not necessarily be in a pinwheel arm that's been named yet. You know what I mean? Like we know about the Tingle Arm, that's been brought up.
So what planets are in that area then? Do we know?
No, as I recall, the Owlcat never referenced anything that might have been close, unless you remember something.
Did she actually say that though? That she's the one who said Tingled Arm, or where did you hear that?
No, I'm just Star Wars lore context. Where it's been brought up before. Yeah, not in the show, just in general overall lore. The Tingle Arm's been talked about a few. Tingle Arm's been talked about a few times. I'm pretty sure there's some famous planets there. Malice! I don't care if there's a bug. He loves chasing bugs. Stay off the fucking TV, bro. I love you, but don't stress daddy out. God damn it.
So let's see. We have sectors, star clusters. Let's see what it says really quick.
While you're looking at that, I don't know if you saw this. I saw this on Twitter, but I guess in like the actual screenplay when they were describing the fight scene at the end of that episode,
yeah,
it specifically referenced those two X-wings as Rangers of the New Republic.
Did they really?
It really did. I think Star Wars Meg tweeted it, if I'm not mistaken, or she quote tweeted someone who tweeted it.
So okay, but you don't. But the pilots, we don't really ever see them, right?
We see one when he lands and talks to Owlcat.
Okay, so we don't really know though, like who.
No, it wasn't. Like I said, it was part of the description part of the script. You know, when it's describing the action.
So was it in the? Was you saying it's in the subtitles?
I should say in the no, it was in the screenplay itself.
Oh, in the screenplay. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a shot of part of the screenplay, or it was you know how you got the lines and then the descriptions of what's going on. It was in one of those descriptions of what's going on.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't know. Were you still around towards the end of the episode when I was like, damn it, if we're getting X-Wings, I want goddamn Carson Teva.
I think I came in after that because I think you guys were already talking about the end of it. Yeah, you were already talking. I wasn't watching it with you guys.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, where the fuck is Carson Teva? Well, I was like, where's that one guy? And then chat kindly reminded me his name was Carson Teva.
Carson Teva, and he was supposed to be at my last GalaxyCon, and he canceled.
Yeah, but he's already a member of the Rangers because he was supposed to be in that show with Gina. So
yeah,
now it makes even more sense. We might get ourselves a Carson Teva cameo at some point.
Yeah, we might. I mean, I mean, if we're gonna pull one character, I think that would be a good character to do. You know,
he's the perfect tie-in character.
Oh yeah, because I mean, he's an X-wing and he's a Ranger and he flies around the galaxy basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure this out. Like, it's very, very, it's so much. Like it's basically tells you about like what systems, and it does say Tingle Arm is in the Outer Rim. So we probably don't really know a lot of these. We probably don't really know these.
No, a lot. Yeah, probably a lot of what you're looking at is EU deep cut shit.
It is. It's all from these books. Like the Plagueis novel had one mentioned. It was mentioned in there. This book called Coruscant Nights, Jedi Twilight was mentioned.
Those are actually good books. I have those.
Now, Star Wars: The Old Republic. I don't know if they are talking if this is like the video game or is there an actual book called The Old Republic?
I don't think it was a novelization specifically of the game, but I'm pretty sure that a novel was adapted based off the game, and I'm pretty sure the novel had Revan in it.
Yeah, so actually, it's right here. It's simply known as SWTOR. Yeah, so they're talking about the video game. So this was all mentioned in there as well. So yeah, I mean, I know in that game a lot of it was like Outer Rim stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, I was hoping to maybe see get some actual. Planet names and just to kind of see where
that would have been sweet. I mean, also even in real life astronomy, if Owlcat's right and it's hidden by a nebula, you get a lot more gaseous formations out away from a bunch of stuff, because gravity would, if they were in a bunch of them, closer to planets and shit, gravity would condense those clouds.
Yeah, that's true.
For a gas cloud to stay
like that thick, so
static.
You can't see it.
Yeah, it can only really be affected by gravity that is right there, which means the planet, and a whole lot of not much else around for quite some time or distance.
So
which is both in space.
So they're saying so if you're looking at this planet from outer space, you just see gas, or is it completely hit? I don't know how I was thinking that this was going to be. Is it
it's hidden within a nebula.
Okay.
Probably deep inside a large nebula. Have you ever seen The Wrath of Khan?
Yes.
The original one.
Yeah.
Remember the end fight? How it's in? Remember the end fight? Remember how the end fight was in that big old nebula and they couldn't see shit?
Yeah. So something like that.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the impression I got. from the description.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, I don't know. The guy was thinking, okay, well, is it like the Force? Is it being hidden by using the Force, or is it being hidden by like I said, they keep saying like these clouds, but I think that's what they're telling the people that live there. Where it's not. I mean, it looks like it's clouds, but really, like you said, it's more in like this nebula, like where you can't. Like, I don't know, like what's the best way to explain a nebula to people? Like, I would say it's like
it's basically just a big glowy gas cloud. That's all it really is.
It's not a black hole like in
Solo. No. It's a big old gas cloud. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's just hidden in there.
Think of a nebula as a pre-star.
So so before it becomes a star?
Yeah. Like that's the gases before they become dense enough for fusion to occur and a star to be born.
So how so someone created this nebula around it or put it within it? Like that's like
that we don't know. Or did they just take advantage of a natural thing and isolate themselves and maybe spread some propaganda throughout the galaxy? You know what I mean?
And then also, is this the only planet that was like that because the other ones got destroyed, or were they all hidden and they eventually found? Like that's the other question, because I don't think that she really goes over that.
No, she doesn't. She just like there used to be 9. Yeah, 8 were destroyed, and Eden is the only one left.
Yeah,
but yeah, that part alone raises a bunch of questions. A, were they all in the same vicinity?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Or they totally scattered.
Yeah, or were they scattered all over hell and they just happen to be, similar, like 9 similar planets just spread throughout. Although I feel like, I don't know, really it could go either way. Like I'm trying to bring real science into this because I'm a geek as well as a nerd. And also I watch a lot of Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can't help myself. Sometimes I see videos as black hole or, something along those lines, like big deal out in outer space. I'm like, play. But, yeah, I mean, there's no reason it couldn't have met a bunch of them in like a super giant nebula to where they were far apart enough to maybe it wasn't a chain reaction, or maybe Aten was the only one far enough away from the other 8 to escape a potential chain reaction within the nebula. Could it have been complete outside forces that destroyed the planet individually, one at a time? That's like the big thing right there with that. Is how close were they together and what actually caused the destruction?
Well, and here's the other thing too. I want to know. Okay, so what is Owlbird? Wait, what?
Owlcat.
Owlcat. Okay.
Yeah, because it had a kitty face instead of a beak, but it had the owl feather and eyes, and it was on 4 legs with its dragon suit feathered wings.
And what's it like? What is her real name again? I can't even remember. Is it
like Kim?
Yeah,
Kim, but it was spelled fancy. KHYMM apostrophe another M, I think, or some shit like that.
Yeah. So so number one, who exactly is she? And number 2, like, why does she know all this? Like, see, I'm trying to like. So I got the vibe from her, like she was like kind of like Maz Kanata, kind of.
A little bit, yeah.
Maz Kanata, unfortunately, never really did anything past the first movie because he wasn't in it. And I hope they did you like the character? Like, did you like that it was like owl flying around talking like Watto or whatever? Like, did you or would you?
I mean, I wasn't like woo, but I also was like, I didn't hate it. It was just fine. So I'm just like, okay, there's another little critter.
Yeah, again, I feel like this character probably would have been human if it was an adult type movie, or at least
definitely.
Yeah, and I think it was an owl because again, for kids. And I don't know, I just thought again, like, and I said this last week, I just feel like some of these voices, it just sometimes doesn't fit with what the character looks like. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think the voice didn't fit. I thought it was fine.
You thought it was okay?
Yeah.
I guess
like the character did not take me out of the show at all, and it definitely, and at least more importantly to me, did not detract from the knowledge it was dispensing. It didn't distract me from what it was actually telling us.
No, and I think the information given by her is what makes the character intriguing, because when I first saw it on screen, I'm like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, and then I kept thinking, okay, it's for kids. And then the information is really good. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes the voices just don't click. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that kind of thing is purely fucking subjective. Like I would, right. I mean, unless someone was being like obviously super trolly or out of pocket, that's no kind of hill I'm even going to start trying to die on, you know.
I guess I just think back to like Greedo and then how unique, and then you go to Jabba when he's speaking, like it's totally unique, and I don't know, I just feel like even
no, that's fair, that's totally fair.
Like Neil, I just again heard his voice, even though he didn't really talk very much at all in this. Here's another funny thing, and I don't know if we talked about this last night at all, but very, very Goonies like in the first episode and a half, and then now it's like the kids are a little more serious, and we're not getting that goofiness, which I kind of liked. Like how you're still getting some goofiness, like you get the little scene that she goes, "Well, I'm not tired," and then like 2 seconds later she's like snoring. Like that's different than like Neil goofing around and pretending he's Chunk, basically. Yeah. So I did like that in this episode that they brought it down a little bit. Like we kind of got it, and now there's more seriousness going on, and so
especially with the girls. Those two are like, well, Fern just wants nothing to do with fucking Jude Law, and KB's like, you're useful.
So is KB like a cyborg?
I'm really starting to like KB. No, I don't think she's a cyborg.
You don't think she's like a cyborg?
No, okay. I think she just likes her cool. I think she just likes her gear. She's a
like I started thinking like that. I'm like, wait, is she like a cyborg? Like she wasn't sleeping, and I mean, he makes a comment, and so I don't know. I wasn't sure.
I mean, okay, I don't think so, but you never know. They could, that could be a little, one of the smaller twists they decide to throw in there. Like I also wouldn't rule it out because we have yet to see her completely without the headband on that I can recall.
Yeah, she just,
what I mean? So she just hits the button, it says zit.
Yeah.
And that's it. So like I can see a scenario where that's not just slipped over her ear, that's an integral part of her dome. I can see that scenario.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
I just don't think that's what's going on, but that's just my opinion. I can see it going that way.
I mean, the only way you really know if people are cyborgs is if an alien rips you apart.
So exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they go that far with a kid, but they might have her trip over something and get a cut.
That's right.
I mean, that happens to kids all the fucking time.
All right, so let's because I know you have a live here in like 50 minutes, so I want to get you out of here in like the next 10 to 12 minutes if I can. So I got just 2 more points I wanted to bring up that I wrote down. So we obviously have to talk about Jude Law's character. So Jod, I think he's kind of going by Jod.
Yeah. I call him in the basement. His official name is now, what was it? Yeah. Jack, whatever the captain's name is, Nawood for the last name. Yeah, Silvo. Yeah, he is now Jack Salvo Nawood in the basement. That's his fucking name. So until a 4th one pops up, and then I'll fucking add that one in there too.
So do you think that he is do you think that he is using the Force? I mean, I don't think he's a Jedi or Sith, personally. But do you think he's using the Force, or do you think he has like parlor tricks that he's using somehow that he's learned or whatever? I mean, he does seem to know, like he does make some good like lines toward like what the Force is and stuff. So he has to know something of it. But so do you think he's a Force user and he's kind of never had training and he's kind of, this is what happens when you are able to, be Force sensitive, and this is kind of like how you train yourself, and this is the kind of stuff you can do? Or do you think it's like tricks? What do you think?
I was undecided on that until he was doing shit not in the jail.
Okay, because he only done a couple things though, right?
Well, let's see. He did the key at the end of episode 2.
Right.
He did the fake sound over that way when they were escaping.
Right.
And then he started, then he was flipping shit on the switch. He was flipping switches on the ship. Like he just randomly flicked the lights off on KB just out of nowhere. He opened something else at some point. Very
basic movement, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he is a genuine Force sensitive. I definitely do not think he's had any kind of formal training, or at most a couple years as a child.
Okay.
At best. I think
Now,
any knowledge he's gained after that, he's a self-study.
So what age would you put him at? Would you put him older than Luke Skywalker at this point? Or
let me think. I got to do math. Hold on. So 19, 23. So Luke would be right around 30, 35 at this point. And I would say, yeah, I would say Jack Savoy Wood has got at least 10 years on him.
Okay, minimum. So you think he's about 10 years older. So he probably was born then, when basically when the Rise of the Empire and all that.
Yeah, I put him right around the age of he was born right around Revenge of the Sith, I would guess.
Okay.
Fork to my nose, I would say somewhere around Revenge of the Sith.
Well, Revenge of the Sith, though, that would put him at 55.
Would it? Is my math off?
Because Revenge of the Sith about 18, 20, be like 25.
Well, Revenge of the Sith was 19 years from A New Hope. So there was 6 years, I think, from A New Hope till Jedi.
So Luke. So you're saying he would have had to be born before Revenge of the Sith.
Luke?
No, Jod. If he's 40, if we're thinking he's like 10 years older than Luke, I mean, Luke is.
Yeah.
So he would have been born probably.
He would have been a contemporary of Anakin.
Yeah,
he's basically right around Anakin's age at that time.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Or what Anakin's age would have been had he not died in Return of the Jedi. Because this is 5 to 7 years after that.
Yeah, they're saying. I think they say like you said 5. Well, if it's after Mando season 3, you're probably talking
closer to 7 or 8.
At least 7 or 8 is at this point. So okay, yeah. I mean, I kind of thought he was he would be like Harrison Ford's age or something like that.
No, he's closer to me, like early middle age. Like I'm 49 right now. I figure he's probably 48 to 52 roundabout.
Okay, yeah. So he was definitely born then, or much earlier than Luke does then at that point.
Yeah, like I said, he's.
I'm just trying to feel
like he's a contemporary of Anakin, like just age wise.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely possible that he was a youngling at some point if he was Force sensitive. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll find that out. Maybe he was a youngling, and then everything went to hell, and he just stopped training because of what Vader was going to go do, and.
Well,
so it'll be curious.
It could easily be like an Asajj Ventress situation because remember, like her master found her and then he got killed and then she went all dark side after that.
Yep.
And he just maybe something happened to his master within 1 to 2 years of being made a Padawan or whatever.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Instead of going like complete full on dark side like Ventress did, he's just like, well, I got to do this shit on my own, and it don't matter how I get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, I just thought of a really good little theory.
What?
Maybe that would have started something, man. And now I'm thinking about a video.
Ooh, okay, fine. Don't spill it all. Just drop a little tidbit and then make your video. Yeah.
Maybe I'll make something like that. What if? I love what ifs. What if somehow he maybe in between Fallen Order and Fallen Jedi, he maybe was training with Cal in the background a little bit. And then I don't know if you know about what happens with Cal Kestis in the second game. Do you know what happens?
I know the one lady lasted way too long against Vader than she should have. And did way more damage than she ever should have been able to do.
Yeah,
I
know. But do you know his storyline? You don't know his
I vaguely he survived Order 66, kind of went underground basically.
Right.
Somehow ended up getting tracked down by some Inquisitors, and then the one lady I was talking about found him. And then he went to the temple, saw the homie from that I know from Stargate. Whoever that Jedi hologram was that later turned out to be real.
I can't remember who it is.
Learned about that race whose name also escapes me that was referenced in Ahsoka in Peridia. What's that race that he was studying?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I know much more about 1 than I do about 2.
Yeah.
If you just want to call
it. So if you don't care about a minor spoiler, so in Jedi Fallen Order, or I'm sorry, this would be Fallen
Survivor.
Jedi.
Survivor, the second one. You get Fallen Order is the first one, second one Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, yes. So he actually turns to the dark side.
Ooh, I may have to go watch a cutscene collection now.
Yeah. So there's a little there's definitely they're probably about the same age. He might, John might be a little younger than what Cal Kestis was at this point, but you definitely could have something there where maybe Cal was training him in the background between games. He falls to the dark side, and he's basically like, I'm going to go hide now. I think
that could be
a video. Maybe I'll make on that.
I like that. That's a nice little what if thing. Yeah, you got to flesh that bitch out and make a video. I like that.
What's going on? How you doing, man? All right, so we both kind of think he is. So I think he's force sensitive. I don't think it's powder tricks, but I did like how they were talking. Like Fern brought that up. Like, oh, it could be string at the end. I thought it was pretty cool, but I think that's too obvious. I think it will be force sensitive, and I think we'll find out more information on that.
Yeah.
Last thing. What are you expecting in episode 4 as we head there next week? What do you think we're headed next?
Did they actually give a destination when they were running away from Owlcat?
Well, they have the coordinates because you remember.
Okay, so just the random coordinates that were on the data chip. Okay,
we're not sure. I'm assuming it's not going to take them there.
Oh no, it's not. No, home. No. It'll take them. In order to keep the flow going, wherever their next stop is going to have to give us more information about something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, about finding Ad-Adin. And I also think we're going to spend more time on Ad-Adin, getting more clues about how that society works.
Okay, so I want to spend time on Ad-Adin, but I hope they don't make it one full episode.
Yes, no, I agree. They need.
I don't want that. Star Wars is so famous for having those scenes like where you just jump back and forth and you go you go to different different plots. I want to do that. I don't need like what Acolyte did. Give us freaking 2 episodes on the same thing. I don't, and then I don't want it.
Yeah, no.
Bounce back and forth. Show us what's going on in both. Yeah. So that's what I hope. I hope that's what I hope for next week. I hope we get some Ad-Adin stuff, 10 minutes worth. Just tell us a little bit more and more as we move through the season.
Yep.
And I want to see a different planet. I want to see something that we haven't seen before. I don't want to see a sand planet. I don't want to see a jungle planet. I want to see something different. Give me something different.
Yeah, give me something more than basic desert, basic jungle, or basic iceberg.
Yep. Or
water. Don't really.
You've seen enough water too.
Yeah, with Camino. Yeah, that's true. So stay away from the 4 basic elements.
Yeah.
I
mean,
use them, but don't give us just one at a fucking time.
Yeah. And that's why, that's why like Coruscant was so awesome to see. Like we've really never seen anything like it.
No.
That's like the only time we ever saw like this huge, massive city. I guess Cloud City, but it's
clouds. Yeah, well, it's in the clouds, and Coruscant's literally a city planet.
A city planet,
like
right?
The only way to see anything outside of nature, outside of what they planted, or I think this is a Legends thing, but I guess they have like one peak that they allow to peek up through, like the very tippy top of a mountain, and that's it. Which also tells you how deep that fucking city goes. Like that city's 5 miles deep all the way down to like the surface. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like I feel like we got some really neat planets in Rebels, even. Like almost every episode they went to some kind of different planet, and there were some planets that were, sand, whatever, but at least they spiced it up, and at least we got to see, and that's the thing too. Like Ezra was always going to like freaking Jedi temples or hidden temples or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder why they're so afraid to bring that into live action.
You mean outside of Dave and Ahsoka? Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I know Ahsoka drops down or whatever, but like it's just so small feeling. Like it's not like
that's because they made it in the volume, and which makes me very happy to hear they're filming it in the UK.
Yeah,
ain't no volume in London, boys.
Thank God. I just want it to look bigger. It still look bigger than a lot.
That's one of the things that I love about this show.
It does.
The visuals are pure Star Wars.
Yeah.
Whether or not you feel the ambliness of it all should be in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The visuals are pure Star Wars. Like the scope is the best I've seen. I hate to say this, since Andor. And even Andor didn't have that much scope constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're getting a ton of big shots, which is how it should be.
Yeah. I mean, even in Mando, I always felt like it was. I mean, I know a lot of that was shot in there, but like this Mando always felt pretty big. I mean,
yeah. Well, Mando
nice...
season 1 was when they had the dude that actually knew what the fuck he was doing with the volume, doing the volume. When he left, the downgrade in the volume work was painfully obvious.
And
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, an Obi-Wan Kenobi, that felt like it was being shot in a tiny box. Because,
and that's because the homie that knew how to use the volume was gone at that point.
Yeah.
All
right. Well,
but I do think we're going to see a wide variety of planets like you want, though.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because where have we been so far? We've been to a pirate port, which we've never seen before.
Right. And
Owlcat was kind of on a remote moon, but it still didn't look like most moons that we've seen in Star Wars.
Yeah, we didn't really see much.
Yeah, we didn't really see much. Well, the planet the moon was around was pretty cool looking, though.
Yeah, well, they land and they just go right in, and it's
But I'm like, even the background was cool, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't the whole thing wasn't boring. Basically, is kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
there were eye-catching components to it, and I think we're going to continue to get that. I don't think they're going to break the feel of that.
Yeah.
At least I hope not, because that would really suck. They're like they just need to maintain. That's all I'm asking. Maintain, give me the mystery in amounts that don't make me go, what the fuck are you doing? And also don't make me go, well, now I know everything too soon. You know what I mean?
Yep, I understand. Yep.
So yeah, all they really need to do is hold course, and this show's going to be fine.
Yeah. I hope that it's not. I don't know, man. Do you want it to link? Like, I don't know if I want it to link to the sequels.
If they link it to the Mandoverse in some fashion,
which I think
cool.
They probably
will. But like, I'm not going to be pissed off either way. If they link it, cool. If they don't, and its own little thing over here, I'm also totally cool with that too.
I would almost rather have it linked with something in the past that we've heard of, or like you said, something in Legends that they're bringing back again, or something. And or like I say link it to Cal Kestis, because I think we're going to get something with Cal Kestis eventually. I really do.
Yeah. So that's the fervent hope of a fair chunk of the fandom for sure.
Yeah. If you haven't voted in the poll, vote, because we're about to go over the results. All right. So the question was,
y'all vote.
Yes, the question was very simple today. We had what was your rating for episode 3? So 9 to 10, 7 to 8, 5 to 6, and 0 to 4. Mm-hmm. So we have let's see, we have 40% at 9 to 10. I think you said it was an 8, right?
I gave it an 8, yeah.
And I would have given it like a solid 7, 7.5 again. So we're right there. So if we add our scores into there, 7 to 8 is probably about 50% or so. And then 5 to 6 looks like one person voted, and nobody voted at 0 to 4, which is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, like probably So I mean, that's 2 streams in a row that we're between an 8 and 10 basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, guys, next week we will be live at 9 p.m. on Chillin's channel. And then who else is coming with us again? I'm sorry. It was
that's the week I'm on with Justin normally too.
Justin, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be kind of talking about it for like the first 45 minutes to an hour or whatever. And then so I'll be over on his channel, and then the following week we'll be back here, and we're gonna kind of alternate going back and forth until the end until the last episode. So all right, well, guys, thank you for checking us out over in the chat. Let us know, in the comments if you are watching this on the rewatch. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever.
Hit all the buttons.
Yeah, hit those buttons. Like hit them all. Like do like
all the buttons.
Yeah, and then there's a subscribe button, I think there is. And there's actually a channel membership button if you did not know. $2.99 a month. And we just gave away an NFT last week we did.
Yep.
So the channel member got an NFT. That was pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, for Chillin', I am Headless. Thank you so much for watching. Chillin' will be live over on his channel here in about a half an hour, so go check it out. Subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you guys next week. 9 p.m. Eastern over on Chillin's channel, breaking down episode number 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, just a thought. Think about it. If you wanted to come on at 8:30, I can start at 8:30. Like if if 9's like pushing it for you and like, you know, your family time and shit.
Dude, that's completely up to you.
Okay.
I mean, let me know. Let me know.
I'm just saying, I know you tend to like to go slightly earlier in the evenings than I normally go, and you know, I can flex into that some without an issue at all. You know,
I mean, if as long as it's cool with Justin, 8:30 is good, and then that way maybe like 9:15 or so. Because like I said, I think 45 minutes to 50 minutes, I think is about enough to break down these 30-minute episodes.
Well, I mean, Justin probably still wouldn't be until 9 anyway, but he doesn't give a fuck about this show, so it wouldn't really matter much.
Oh, I see. Well, then. Yeah, if you want to do it 8:30, that way we can kind of get our stuff out. He can join in, give us his 2 cents, and then I can bow out and let you guys do your Marvel stuff. So I know that's
you can hang out as long as you want and Marvel out with us if you so choose. Okay. Always your option.
Okay.
I'm not going to boot you the second we're done talking about Skeleton Crew. That'd just be silly.
Yeah, I hear you. My Marvel knowledge is I like to watch it. I have some opinions, but the lore, dude, I don't know it. I was never a big comic book guy. It's really what I've seen in movies and cartoons.
Okay, I mean that's still most of my knowledge, honestly, and a lot of Rob's videos over at Comics Explained. Yeah, I've watched a ton of Rob, and that shit helps. Rob's good.
Yeah,
like he doesn't hit all the finer details. If you want the finer details of the stories, you got to read them.
Yeah,
but he hits the highlights, and and because he's who he is, he'll hit some deep cuts on that shit too if he really wants to. Because he'll get all excited, be like, "Oh, son, this is amazing." You know how he gets. So
that's funny, but yeah, sounds good though. So we'll go 8:30 then, and then So that sounds good. I'll probably put a post on the community post. Also on the community post, and for people who are subbed, I put a question up there. I was not sure. Because I usually don't go this out of the box for the channel, and usually fantasy, Star Wars. I mean, I think Walking Dead and like The Last of Us is like probably the furthest away I go from this genre. But I know the new Dexter series is coming out on Friday, and I'm a huge Dexter fan, but I've never really created content on it. So I put a poll up there. So vote if you're interested. Trust me, you will not hurt my feelings if you vote no, because I just wanted to give you guys content that people are going to watch. So again, if you're watching this now or on the replay, check the community tab out, vote, and let me know if that's something that you guys are interested in. I will have that theory video coming up probably this weekend. I'm going to I got to do a little research though. I want to make sure I get because it's been a while since I played that game. So I might actually go check out a cutscene video. If I find a good one, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, and then I'm working right now on a Game of Thrones fun video, and then I have another video on Skeleton Crew that will probably drop tomorrow, actually.
Nice.
That I've been, on this episode. So a lot of content coming. All right, guys,
watch it all.
Well, all of it.
Watch all of it twice.
I don't even know. Does that matter? Josh is always like, "Oh, I've watched it 50 times." I'm like, dude, I think you just get one view. I don't even know how it works, honestly.
No, because I freely admit to keep my watch hours up. I pick one of my older lives and I just play it right when I go to bed on mute and let it run, and those views always count.
So you can do that. Okay. I had no idea. Like I didn't know if you could actually watch the video over and over again, and you get okay.
Yeah, I've ratcheted up my view count myself on a couple videos, honestly.
Well, dude,
using my other channel name, but yeah, it was still the same name going after the same video multiple times, and the view counted every time.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. So watch it 75 times.
God, 100, damn it. Triple digits up in this bitch. Do it.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out Chillin' in 29 minutes. And don't forget to keep those heads on. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Hey.